Hi everybody, it's Diane. Yeah, she's back with that art journal that she never uses. And her new best friend, giant 1970s mouse. Yeah, you can't even get this in. Oh, yeah, I didn't measure this. It's about 16 inches long, about 11 across. I had no idea it was this big. Yeah, I made this. And actually, isn't this different? You sew pipe cleaner pieces inside his ears so you can bend it. That's kind of cool. Little tail that's impossible to turn. They say use a bodkin. I didn't even know what that was. I had to look it up. I don't have one. I used tweezers. It kind of worked. It took me a half hour to turn the tail. I think, yeah, if you ever do anything like this, um, start in the middle and leave a space and turn that and then hand stitch it closed. That's a lot easier. I wish I would have known that or thought of that ahead of time. Button eyes. And then that fabric was kind of vintage. Yeah, it is. And why I'm doing a story about it, I cut that out, the fabric, I cut the pattern out probably in like 1978, give or take, 7, 6, 9. And I just sewed it yesterday. I don't know. I just never sewed it for whatever reason. I did make the dress. I made this dress for myself. It was like a blue gingham, the short one. Um, I was very young. I was a young sewer. But anyway, for whatever reason, I never made the mouse. It's sat over with the pattern pinned to the fabric. I'm lucky the pins didn't rust at my dad's house all these years. Somehow I just came across it looking at other stuff like a year ago, 2 years ago, even a year ago, maybe. Oh, yeah, I never made that mouse. I should do it because I do not have the pattern sleeve or the dress pattern pieces. All I had was the instructions for the mouse and then the pieces because they were pinned to the fabric. Yeah, this is a long story, isn't it? Anyway, it sat over at my house for a couple of years. I happened to see it the other day, and it's like, would you make that stupid mouse? Okay. And wouldn't you think, I mean, I guess it's, but I'm thinking it's like this. That's cute. I can put it on a bookshelf or something. That's cute. And yeah, it took like half a bag of fiber fill to stuff it. Anyway, he's done. So I was going to do a layout about that because I thought it was kind of funny. Just because, one, it was so huge. Two, she finally finished it. Um, which is, that's unusual for me too. Which, I mean, when you're a child, things are different. But I always finish projects. I don't know why that just sat and sat. Well, I forgot about it. I'm not even sure I knew it still existed. But anyway, here we are. So, aren't we lucky we live in a world that has Google? Fortunately, the pattern piece number was printed on one of the, well, all the pieces. So I looked it up. Sure enough, because I couldn't remember what else was with it. Oh yeah, I made that dress. Okay. Well, I cut the pattern down. Um, Naturally, the mouse looks horrid on this printed dress. You can't. It's terrible. I don't like that. So really, yeah, I don't care for this arrangement. It's okay. I could cut the price off that. I could do something like this. That's all right. Like I said, I don't really like it though. I could cut the stuff apart, cut it. Yeah, what's your thought on that? And then, yeah, did I say, so I took a photo of my mouse. That wasn't easy either. It's so darn big. I could get a sweep behind it. I was doing it by myself too. That would stand up and Anyway, a background. What do we think of pattern tissue? Because I don't know what else to do, number one, but let's try that. I did look at scrapbook papers. I don't have any mice. That apparently is not big. Yeah, I think that would work out. I might get something more interesting. Yeah, I got a whole thing of it. Yeah, okay. Okay. And then I was going to put on numbers like 1977 and maybe like a dot to 2024. Yeah, orange is good. That's okay. It would stand out. I don't think so, but I'll leave it here. That's not bad. No. All right, well, we're leaning towards orange. All right, well, I'm going to pause as I always do. I don't know. I like it better this way because of the direction of the mouse. It had crossed my mind, to turn the page and do a two thing, but what? I don't know what else to put with it. So that's not going to work either for me. So I'm leaning towards cutting apart components. And by the way, in case you really care, the mouse was a lesson sheet on learning to make darts because in 2024, all the patterns use darts, right? So there's darts in his ears. And then back here, is that it? I guess. Which I don't know what's to learn about darts. You just sew it. Anyway, I'm going to cut this apart and glue some stuff down. I don't know if it'll be done or not. So go digest all this interesting information. He doesn't have a name yet. I don't know. The procrastinator or something. Okay, hang on. Okay, we're not finished. I think this is our arrangement. Nothing is glued. And just for the record, I glued scraps of printer paper down first. I don't know if you can tell, but it is lighter, brighter than on this side. Yeah, I think you can tell. So I think that's better. It was a pain, but it's better. Okay, I decided to change the numbers. There's not a lot of room down here anyway for the big ones, taller ones. It's fine, but to me, there's nothing drawing it together really. The borders are kind of. I'm gonna draw either a dotted line, or I was thinking of drawing mousetrap feet. It'd be kind of cute from 76 to 2024. And yeah, I was thinking later to make myself sound even older. I'm sure I had that dress before 77. So, and I wore it when I was 1. Okay. I'm not sure how the paint is going to take, or this paper will take the paint. So I'm going to start here, so if it stinks, we can put the McCall strip over it and it won't matter. And if it stinks, we'll just use paper then. Oh, it's okay. All right, I was just thinking of doing, as you can see, just a kind of wavy orange line around. And I still didn't buy new orange paint. How hard is this, right? It can be hard if you're using stiff paint. And I found that pattern. It was a blog someone had. I think it's relatively current, but they don't post like every day, but of vintage patterns, sewing patterns. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, when you stop and think about it, and I'm sure everybody does, but just the wealth of information that is at our disposal these days, there's no excuse for ignorance, right? Okay. Of course, there's a lot of misinformation out there too. You got to watch it. Okay, that's better. Let's add some neon pink just because I like neon pink. You could do all orange, you could do white, you could do blue, a blue. Make sure you let the orange dry first. You could leave it, you don't have to put anything here. I don't know. I wouldn't do black, it would look kind of Halloweenish. Anybody who's ever sewed garments, do you ever wonder if any of the ones you made that you donated over the years or passed down, if they're around anywhere? No, we don't think about that either, Diane. Or maybe someone altered it or cut it up and put it in a junk journal or something. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, I like that. All right, let's spatter a little bit. And then I will pause and put this all together. And I imagine it will be done then. Spattering can be tough with gloppy paint too. Okay, hang on, we'll be back. Okay, we're back. Yeah, it's a little different. Well, number one, when I was off and I moved him out of the way, I went, oh, I forgot, you're supposed to put whiskers on him with yarn. So I added whiskers. Well, I wasn't going to reshoot it and all that baloney. I thought, well, too bad. It would be hard to cut out anyway. Well, I drew them on with marker. Okay, that's fine. I went around the orange with a stitch line in a black pen. That's good. Anything from the mid or early 70s, you have to have a smiley face on it. Isn't that a law? I think it's a law. I did hand draw mouse footprints, tracks. I looked it up online, mouse tracks, clip art. You come up with at least half a dozen different looking ones. I mean, they're not even close. So no one knows what mouse tracks look like because mice are so rare. Nobody knows. So what I did was fine, but it looked too realistic to me next to this stuff. I didn't care for it. So that's scrapbook paper, and yeah, it's supposed to be dogs, but since no one can agree on what mouse tracks look like anyway, I don't care. I like the colors. I think the size is kind of funny because he's so big anyway. Okay, is that it? Oh, so because of the whiskers and that stupid Bodkin thing, his name is Whiskers Bodkin. And considering how far removed we are from 1976, I probably shouldn't be naming stuffed animals anyway. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. This is kind of a funny story, so never say never. Okay, have a nice day out there.